What is going on, everybody? It's Alex back with another video, and I am very excited because today is the day that we've been waiting for. We finally got a little bit more information on Saints Row 5. Now, if you guys have been keeping up with the channel, or maybe you've just been keeping up with the game and you just found the channel, there's been a lot of speculation over the past few months. I mean, really over the past year or so, people have been expecting a new Saints Row game, a sequel to what we know and love. And then a few months ago, we actually got confirmation that they were working on a Saints Row game, and everyone expected that we would be getting some kind of information, a trailer, just something to kind of show us what we were going to be looking for. And unfortunately, nothing ever came to just kind of left everybody confused. Now, unfortunately, we still don't have the gameplay trailer. We don't have any information about gameplay or anything like that. But we do have a confirmation of when we are actually going to be hearing about the game. And since we have a confirmation on when we're going to be hearing about the game, when we're going to be seeing the game, we have a better idea and we can predict just a little bit better on when we're actually going to be seeing the game in our hands, when we will actually get the release date of the game. So recently, the CEO of THQ Nordic did an interview with GamesIndustry.biz, who is a very reputable, kind of gaming industry, as you can get from the name, but they do a lot of interviews and they bring a lot of good information. Very, very reliable source. But he did an interview with them, and basically he talked a little bit about Saints Row. What he said in the interview is, Saints Row is very close to our hearts. We'll talk about it next year. For the time being, we just wanted to get the word out that it's coming and it's going to be great. So that right there is the most information that we've gotten about the game. And again, this is coming directly from the CEO of THQ Nordic. So this is not just someone speculating. He's the guy who calls the shots. So we will be getting some information about the game. And my guess is when he says information, we're probably going to be getting a big reveal, trailer, gameplay, everything. Now, ever since we got that tiny little confirmation of Saints Row, I thought it was very strange how they are approaching the whole, marketing side. I mean, they're not really marketing. They're just saying, yeah, we're working on the game. We'll tell you about it later. And they seem to still be kind of taking that approach, and I find that very strange for a game this size. When you see smaller games, indie games, and things of that sort, this type of, kind of marketing is very common. But when you get to big AAA titles, it's very strange to really try to, I guess, hype up the game before actually showing any gameplay or talking about it. I don't know, it just seems kind of weird. I've never really seen any game of this size talk about the game and then not tell us anything about it for substantial amounts of time. I don't know, maybe it'll work, maybe it won't. It just seems a little strange to me. But with that being put aside, what's important is that we are going to be hearing about the game next year. We'll speculate on exactly what that means in my predictions a little bit later in the video, but he also gets asked about Agents of Mayhem. If you guys aren't aware, Agents of Mayhem was a game that was set place in the Saints Row universe. It wasn't necessarily a sequel to Saints Row, it's completely different, but it took place in the same universe, and basically, it was kind of a flop. It did not do well. People did not like the game, and people are very worried that that was a Saints Row game, and this is kind of what they're building off of. But the CEO says, Saints Row is Saints Row. The two games are similar for sure, but they're also completely different. With Volition, we have the creators of all the Saints Row games as an internal studio, and they're not going to be distracted by anything else from creating our next game under this important franchise. So for me, that is wonderful news, because I thought Agents of Mayhem was terrible. As soon as I heard that there was going to be another, Saints Row-ish game, again, it's just a game that takes place in the Saints Row universe, I got really excited. I started looking at this game, I started doing research, I started, everything, and as soon as I saw gameplay, I was just kind of like, ooh, this doesn't really look like something I want to play. So I waited for the game to release, and I was still checking in on it, and it seemed to basically just die immediately. There was no content being made on it on YouTube, none of my friends were talking about it, no one was really talking about it. The game just kind of like came and went, and really was just kind of disappointing. So it's very nice to hear the CEO say, yeah, no, that's not what we're looking at. This is definitely Saints Row. He mentioned that it's going to be a great game. He mentioned that this is going to be going along with the Saints Row side and not so much of the Agents of Mayhem side. We don't have to worry about that, and that is phenomenal news. So even though I would love to get a lot more information on gameplay, what kind of experiences we can expect, maybe a trailer, obviously that's what I want, and unfortunately that's not what we got just yet, but we have a better idea on when we're actually going to be seeing this kind of information. So until it's next year and they do start actually talking about the game, there's still going to be a lot of speculation, so let's start off on when we're actually going to be seeing this. My speculation here is pretty simple and pretty straightforward. I think they're going to wait until E3 somewhere around the summertime We're going to be getting a full announcement. We're going to be getting trailer. We're going to be getting a release date, and I expect the release date to be holiday season 2020. It would not surprise me if this game launched basically the same time the next generation consoles launch. I think it's safe to say that this game is being built for the next generation of consoles. Now, I'm not sure if this game is going to be cross-generation, meaning that you would be able to play on next generation consoles and current generation consoles. I have no idea what to speculate about that, but I think it's safe to say, as I mentioned before, that this is built for next-gen consoles. But as of right now, I am just excited that we actually have more confirmation. People are talking about it. You know, people big in the company, the CEO of the company is talking about the game. Hopefully we get a little bit more information before E3, but I kind of think that's what we're going to have to wait for. But that does it for today's video. If you guys enjoyed it, make sure to drop a like, make sure to subscribe if you haven't already. Thank you guys for the support. Peace out.
Didn't come to my birthday party. Rude, but they all found time to go fight the warrior. Like this